dropping banger after banger.
Bring it on now!
This is
DJ Southern Comfort.
Hi, welcome back to DJ Southern Comfort Entertainment. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more about how I built this Dyi Digital Facade. Here are all the goodies that I got to build this Digital Facade. And hopefully we're going to turn all this into something cool. I've had several PMs asking me, what the materials were, how did I put it together, yada, yada, yada. So I'm not going to get into detail how to build it because I don't have the materials here to build it, but I can give you a pretty clear picture of what it takes. It's very simple. I will put a list of all the materials below in the description, maybe some links so you know exactly what I used. And again, if you got any questions, if you're trying to build one, you'd be more than welcome to call me or contact me direct, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. But one of the things that I did order for it is a cover, and this is the cover for the screen itself. I will put the link to the place where I ordered the custom cover also as well. I think I paid like $110 for it. I'm not quite sure, but it was the two very expensive. I know for some people $100 some is very expensive. But it's the cheapest place I could find that would do what I wanted to do. The only mistake I made was when I ordered it, I didn't specify I wanted it all black. So as you can see, they put my logo on it, and the rest of it is gray. So that's kind of goofy. So I got some vinyl paint coming. I think I can paint the rest and make it match. Hopefully I will ruin it. If it does, then I'll order another. Let me take this off real quick. It's got zippers, but I don't use the zippers. Just turn it off. What I did was I used a cardboard cover that came with the actual TV. This is a 65-inch TLC TV. And I used the cover. I had to trim it down a little bit to fit inside the case itself. So hold on, I put some good old duct tape on each end. All I gotta do is pull it out. It comes right off. And basically what this does is protects the screen during transport, even though I got it tied down to my trailer and I'm very, very careful with it. But if anything was to slide and move forward, hopefully it'll protect it enough where it won't damage the screen. I've rhino-linered it with RAPTOR liner. I used the RAPTOR liner that comes in spray cans. I only took one can. I believe those cans are like $40. I will put the description below as well. I think I got the wheels from Harbor Freight. I got all the material from Lowe's, including the little fancy trim on the bottom and around the sides. The TV was purchased at Walmart, a 65-inch TCL, not TLC, TCL, and it was on sale, I believe, for $330 or $40, something like that. I think the regular price is like $360. Okay, I'll be more than happy to give you specific measurements, but it's not guaranteed you're gonna find the same TV I have. I mean, not all 65-inch TVs are exactly the same width and the same height. So what I recommend you do is buy your TV first and then get the measurements off your TV. Basically, you measure your TV from one end to the other. What I did was I added an extra about 3/4 of an inch or a half an inch on each end to have a little wiggle room when I put it in, put it out. But when I did that, I realized that it was going to have a real big gap on the sides. So what I did was I cut it down another half. So I'll actually have maybe a half an inch, 1/4 inch to a half an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch on each end to play with. Okay, that's something you're going to have to do with your TV and whatever you feel comfortable with, and that's where you're going to go. And also you got to take into consideration the thickness of the material, which I used a, what is it? I think it's a 1x4. I went with a 1x4, or no, it might be a 6. Let me double check. Yes, I went with a 1x6, okay? And all the way around, 1x6. You're gonna have to figure that out, and then hopefully you have enough carpentry skills to figure out the difference and add and subtract the thickness of the material itself. I bought enough trim with this design to go around the sides. Now Lowe's got several different designs. They got something that looks like rope, but something that looks like macrame, like at the bottom here. It looks like a weave mesh. It's probably hard to see because it's dark, but this down here is like it looks like a basket weave type material. And I put that all the way to the sides and the front and the bottom. And then this other material on top. In order to hold a piece together, instead of having screws, just screws holding it, because that'll be kind of weak points, I went ahead and purchased some black L-shaped brackets. They're powder coated, they sell them at Lowe's as well. So I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of them. Each corner has 2 L-shaped brackets with 4 8 screws on each. So, and that really made a difference, and it really made it sturdy. Okay. So, once you get the measurements of the TV, then you want to figure out what you want to add at the bottom. How high you want the TV is up to you. If you notice down here, I have it off the ground probably about 6.5 inches. Okay, from here to here is 6.5 inches, and that's including my wheels. So you got to take that into consideration. You know, the height of the wheels, how much of the wheels you want coverage. You see right now when you look, you can really see the wheels unless you get really low as well. So, but you can go as high as you want. If you want the facade to sit higher, then you can go a little higher. Or if you want this side, this top piece to be a little higher, and the TV center. I mean, there's no limit to what you want to do. You just got to figure it out. How do you want to do it? Okay. If you come around the back here, the back side, I ran a piece of 1x3 along the top edge, run around the bottom, and that supports it. It keeps it from moving, shifting from one side to the other. And then it also helps it square it up. As long as you got square cuts on it, it's gonna make sure everything is nice and square and it looks aesthetically pleasing. Then I ran 2 bars, 2 1x3s, up and down. And basically that's gonna support your mounting bar for your TV. I bought this mounting bar or mounting bracket from Harbor Freight. I think it was like $30. Basically, you just lift the TV up the back, slide it on the top, lock it in with some screws, done with it. It's very easy to remove, very easy to put on. And you notice the bracket here is attached to the inside of these support bars. Okay? Next thing I did, I added another 3x5, 1x3, all the way from the front of the cabinet to the back. And then I put over here, if you come closer, a 30-degree 1x3 to support this bracket as well and attach to the bottom of the frame. That keeps it from wobbling and it really steadied it up. Now there's one more piece that I use here, a piece of PVC, this is 3/8 by 3 inch, right here, this piece right here. And this got 30-degree angle cuts and it goes from the bottom here, all the way up. And that helped it from moving, leaning back and forward and having any play whatsoever on it. Okay. And that's basically it. Now I added wheels to the rear, got wheels in the front. The locking wheels are in the rear because they're easy access and I can step on it and lock it and unlock it. And then of course, you're gonna have to add some sort of weight system on the back. And that's because the TV, even though these TVs are very light, you know, the new 65-inch TVs really don't weigh much. They have enough weight and there's not enough balance for them to stay up. So it's gonna fall forward if you don't have some kind of weight in the rear. I used 2 15-pound weights, dumbbells. Probably could have got away with 10 pounds, but I didn't have any 10 pounds, so I went with the 15 pounds. So I got 30 pounds total, 15 on each side. But this thing is very sturdy, you see? It's not gonna flip on you, during transport or anything. Now the other things I added to it was I added some lighting to some LED lights to the back, and I can put a link in the description of the lights I use. And the reason I like using these lights, I have them on my DJ console as well, is because they come with a real nice remote, and they have a lot of nice little features. And you can set up in a way, it actually comes with 2 strings, and you set them up where they can actually, you know, follow each other, chase each other. You can have chase scenes, and it looks really nice and very professional. And that's pretty much it. If you notice, I ran the power cord from the TV to here. And I Velcroed it to the bottom here, where all I gotta do is use a regular extension cord And I just plug that extension cord through there and then plug it into my console. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I know I didn't get into specific measurements, and that's for a good reason. I already explained that. So you're gonna have to buy a TV, figure out the measurements, and go from there. And if you have a little bit of skills, with carpentry, and you've done a little bit of work before with wood, it shouldn't be very difficult. The last thing I did was I sanded everything down. I had some holes here where I put some screws on the sides where I put the screws in. What I did was I pre-drilled and I recessed the screws, and then I put a little foot on top of the screws once I put them in, sanded it down, smoothed it all out. I spray painted black everything first, because if you try to paint it with a rhino liner, its natural color, it's going to take a lot of rhino liner and it's just not going to look right. So you have to primer or use some sort of flat black. It don't matter what it is, as long as it's black. Go ahead and spray paint it. Make sure you cover all the areas that you want to make that you can see at least. I painted the whole thing. I make sure everything was black from top to bottom, underneath, sides, you name it, I did. And then once that dried, I hit it with the rhino liner, and I did the top, the front, sides. When I sprayed the front, I made sure I sprayed it on the inside about an inch, because that pretty much is all it shows when the TV is installed. So I wanted that to also look kind of finished with a nice cabinet look here. It basically looks the same as any speaker system you might have, any other cabinet, professional cabinet you might purchase. It's got the same texture, the same look, and the same feel. So that's pretty much it. Putting it together, if I would have done it all at one time, it probably would have been 5-6 hours. But I did it in a series of couple days, because I would just come down here and work on it for a few hours, and then I'd go do other stuff. And then the painting, you gotta let it dry in between, make sure the paint's nice and dry. And then when you rhino liner it, you gotta let it dry 24 hours at least before you handle it. Even though it dries very quick, but I like to leave it a little longer just to make sure. All right, my digital DJ facade. I'm gonna try to put the list of all the materials as close as I can in the description below. And then again, good luck putting it together. And if you need me, you can contact me at any time. Thanks for watching DJ Southern Comfort.
The dopest beats are ready.
Testing speakers.
1 2 1 2
1 2 1 2
Let's go. This is
DJ Southern Comfort.